Don't hock your Heimring. All right, so this week Porsche Cup is taking us to Hockenheim, one of my better tracks, I think. I do like the national layout a little bit better than the Grand Prix one. I think that the hairpin can cause some messiness, and it gives me nerves. I don't think it's one of my worst corners. Looking at some of the other telemetry from other people, I think I'm quick enough through there compared to other folks. It's easy to make mistakes there, and stuff happens. We ended up with a 139.671, which I'm really happy with, but that is me going hell for leather, and trying to keep that pace will have me making mistakes. So probably during races, I'm gonna be doing more like 140 and a half abouts, maybe. We'll see if it gets better as we go, but I figure the fast guys are gonna be doing low 138s. But with all that being said, let's show you our lap, and then we'll talk about how we did it. Here you go.
Sector 2 time is quick. That was at 139.167. Sector 3 time is quick.
All right, we've got Porsche Cup fixed series. We're running a 42.8, I believe, brake bias at Hockenheim Grand Prix layout, and we got ourselves a 139.671. Let's go through how we did it. We got a good exit out of the last corner here. Or decent exit out of the last corner here on the previous lap, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. We'll talk about it later. And our first braking point is going to be around the 100 marker here, and it's going to be a little brake, so just a little bit there, and then we're turning in. We want to we're our goal is to kind of cut this curb here just a smidge. It'll help rotate the car and get us a good exit here. Yeah, just on the brakes. Then right as we're kind of coming up to it, we're gonna get on the gas a little bit, and that's gonna shift the weight towards the rear of the car, so we can take that curb a little easier. And then we're just gonna come all the way out over here. Have to be a little bit careful on that corner, because there is a chance that you'll get an off track if you go a little bit too far out. But let's go and look at the outside of the car here, so that you can kind of see what it looks like, and where we're placing the car, kind of. So we start to we really start to turn in kind of at the 50 here, and then we're turning in, and we're taking our right wheels, like our left wheels are almost on, they're on the blue there, so And then as you come out, we're gonna come all the way out here. And I don't know how much further you can go. I try not to go any further over. But yeah, that's that corner there. And then we got a straightaway here. My next braking point is gonna be, I can't remember where I did it here. I've put it through. Yeah, it's like right around the 150. So we're gonna start braking, and it's pretty heavy braking zone. Kind of peaked at 90 there, and we're holding 80 for a good while, and then we're just gonna, you know, slowly back off, doing the trail braking thing. We'll just a little bit of brake pressure as we come through this corner here, and then we're gonna start accelerating a little bit as we got the wheel really tightly turned, and then as we straighten out the rest of the throttle, and we'll just keep going. And that was, I don't know that that was my best trip through there, but we came out and we used the whole track. But the rest of this lap was really good, so yeah. On this straight here, you can make a move going through here, but just be careful when you're doing it, and be careful of people making moves on this hairpin. It's a place where I like to do it. If you're going to be on the inside, just remember that you've got a shorter distance to travel. You need to brake earlier because that's a lot tighter of a corner. If you don't brake earlier, you're going to go wide on that hairpin, and it's gonna mess everybody up. So yeah, we're gonna brake a little bit before the 150 here. I kind of moved my braking point back a bit. I had been trying to do the 150 and just really, you know, going 100% on the brakes, which you can do because you're going so fast. But I moved it back here, and it seemed to be a little easier, easier for me to do. And we're kind of starting a bit further back, and then we just peak it around 90 and then bring it back to 80. Our goal is to get down to first, doing this, and then we're gonna come through about halfway through this corner here. Right when we get our car to right about here, we're gonna let go of the brakes and start putting on some throttle. We can't go 100% on the throttle because we had so much wheel put into it. But as we straighten out the wheel, we can get onto 100% throttle there. And then we're just gonna go full out for a while, and then we're gonna turn in kind of up here, I believe. A little earlier, just not as much turn in. And we're just gonna carry all of our speeds. So yeah, we're turning in kind of right the second white marker, maybe. Yeah, that's where we start our turn in. But this one you can do pretty much flat out. And then our next braking point is going to be where this curb starts. We're going to keep coming around, and then we're going to start braking here. And we're going to come on over. And we're just trail braking our way through. You don't want to hit this curb here. If you clip this curb, it really unsettles the car in a not great way. So I would avoid doing that. Yeah, we're just gonna pull it, try and hold tight. Don't go. I try not to track out all the way onto the. You can't see that because that's on the other monitor. I try not to track all the way out to the right there and keep it tight because we need to get in over here so that we can have a good exit on this next one, because that's a lot longer. We spend more time there, so having more speed there is more advantageous. Yeah, so we're just gonna lift a little bit here, kind of where we meet this, and we're gonna have a lift about 20%, I'd say. It looks like 20% to me. And bringing it over, and then we're gonna start putting more throttle in, and we're just kind of slowly taking less wheel, and then we're at full throttle as soon as we can. And then it's pretty much flat out. Pretty much it's 100% flat out. This is my next braking marker where this piece of concrete comes in, this concrete barrier. And we're just gonna touch on the brakes a little bit. Not a big brake. We're in downshift. And hold the brakes just to, you know, do the trail braking. And then we're gonna, I'm kind of, my goal in my goal in my head here is to get the car, get the front right wheels into this green area here. And then I'm just gonna use the throttle to kind of understeer my way over here. And just for what the way that the car is going, you can give it a lot of throttle earlier than some corners. Yeah, just full throttle, and then our next braking point is gonna be a little bit before the 50 here. And set up for it, and it's a decently heavy braking zone. Whoops, Mike's gonna pick that up. I'm sorry. Decently heavy braking zone here. We're going down to second, and we're just gonna trail the brakes through. More wheel, and then we're just feeding throttle in. I had a bit more crossover than I would have liked on my inputs, but then yeah, we're just as we get to full throttle, we're gonna use a little bit of this green here. And no, maybe not the green, just the curb. Full throttle here, and then as soon as we get up to this curb here, as soon as we meet that, that's gonna be our next spot where we've got to brake. Right here, we're on the brakes. Pretty, it's not pretty heavy, but it's not a ginormous braking zone, but it's a decent one. But then we're just gonna trail all the way until we get over here, and we're back on the throttle. And we're gonna lift again, kind of coast a smidge, and then we're gonna get back on the throttle, and we're kind of modulating the throttle as we have grip available to us. It's a bit of a tough one there. That's one of the harder corners for me this go around with the track here. Last time I don't remember having that many problems with this one. But maybe I'm just trying to go through a little bit quicker. But yeah, just on the throttle, and I had to lift a little bit there just because grip wasn't all the way there. But then we're full throttle, and it's full throttle the rest of the way to the finish line. And there we got a 1:39.671 here at Hockenheim. All right, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that time. I was able to get a 1:38 pretty quick after just getting going with the practices here, but then I had a lot of 1:40s, 1:40 and a halves in between that and getting getting this one here. So like I said, we'll see how the races go, but I predict the 1:40 and a half is going to be more my race pace. We'll see though. Fingers crossed, we'll do it to it, risk it for the biscuit and all that good stuff. But yeah, as always, if you want more guides and that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. We'll have some races up here too. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye now.